Let's talk indeed, family. I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Teray Muhammad, and we're back once again as promised. Let's see how many of you brought people with you this afternoon. We were on just a few moments ago, and we're back one more again with an opportunity that will reward you because this opportunity is special. This opportunity speaks to the world of cryptocurrency. It speaks to our place in that world and the massive opportunities that we're afforded as members of GS Partners. And we're going to share with you some of that opportunity here. I'm encouraging you to invite everybody that you can. Just share it out, share it out, share it out, share it out, because there is something here that speaks to the hope that you have. There's something here that speaks to the solution to your day-to-day problems. And you cannot tell me that your day-to-day problems do not involve debt. You cannot tell me that your day-to-day problems do not involve a need for a better way. You cannot tell me or convince me that your day-to-day challenge is combining time and money freedom. This is the opportunity we have in front of us, where in the world of GS Partners, we have the power, we have the opportunity, we have the leverage of time and money freedom. So I'm going to talk to you about it a little bit. I'm going to talk to you about this world, this space of cryptocurrency. I'm going to talk to you about it in a way where it should lessen the anxiety, lessen the stress, lessen all the trauma associated with in our heads and our hearts, because we're a part of an effective change, meaning it's effective because whether you decide to participate in it or not, it's happening all around you each and every day. It is effective because it can emotionally perplex you without having an understanding. So we're going to introduce some terms here. We're going to introduce some terms that removes the anxiety, that removes the aggravation, that removes the intimidation. So you can see this for what it is. What it is, folks, is a great wealth transfer. The money system has changed. You need to share this out with some folks now so they'll understand where we are. The money system has changed. There's a war for the new financial world. And it's digital. It's at the push of a button. It's beyond the speed of light. However, we can offer you and provide you a light of understanding that can help you navigate through these waters. What happens when you have a wealth transfer? Let's look at what happened in 2000 with the dot-com boom and bust. Let's look at the real estate, the big short in 2008, 2009, where you had the big short, where you had the boom and the bust, right? Tens upon tens of thousands and millions of people worldwide found themselves out of work. Many people found themselves homeless. Many people committed suicide because they could not make sense of what happened to them, and there was nobody to explain it away. It was a crisis. A crisis that somebody was prepared to take advantage of. Somebody was prepared to take advantage of that crisis, and as a result, they waxed rich at the expense of the suffering. Today, it's not much different when you talk about the transfer of wealth. The only difference is this is the first time in the history of mankind that you and I have been afforded the opportunity to get in the way of the movement of money. See, a wealth transfer is not money destroyed. The change in currency is not money destroyed. It's a system that's moving to another platform. And in that move to the other platform, there are some people who are taking advantage of it. They know the platform for what it is. And as a result, they've prepared and they're prepping themselves. There's others who are going to be casualties of this emergence because they have not been as prepared. As a result, they'll squander and lose tens and thousands and millions of dollars. This is the first time where the bottom rail can possibly find themselves at the top. And you're going to see why in a minute as we show you some of the reports. Cryptocurrency, family, is simply is just simply a compound word. And when you look at crypto, crypto is the use of digital money, or rather a digital encryption with a money system. That's all cryptocurrency is, where you're looking at a digitized system of money. That's all it is. And believe it or not, there's a whole world out here, governments, banking institutions, financial centers that are taking advantage of it, and they don't have to include you. They don't have to tell you nothing about it. But guess what? The jig is up, baby. We know about it, and we're sharing it with you. And I want you to take a look at what we have to introduce. Take a look.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, even Shiba Inu is up much more than any other asset class in the world. People are making life-changing money with crypto. So instead of calling it a sham, instead of sitting on the sidelines, maybe people should be thinking, $2.5 trillion market cap? This crypto thing is here to stay. Let me make sense of it for you. MasterCard, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Walmart, Mercedes-Benz, the list goes on and on. These companies are all investing in crypto or crypto products with their users. Cryptocurrency is the next evolution of the internet. And Bitcoin, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Finance, art, real estate, banking, they're all going to end up on the blockchain. It's inevitable. The real question, which cryptocurrencies are going to be the champions of their industries? Which cryptocurrencies are going to make you rich? And which ones are going to zero?
Truth be told, if you're not involved in it, you have no way of knowing. Let me just share this with you really quick. Chances are those that invited you this presentation believe that you are looking for a better way to make more money. In fact, I asked a question in putting this broadcast out here, do you look for ways to make more money? Well, I can guarantee you via a smartphone and a dream, you can make it happen. But in order to be ahead of it, you got to honestly know where you are. How about growing your money? Have you ever thought about growing or parlaying what you have? Well, I guarantee you, there's a small percentage of the entire world that is thinking like I'm expressing to you. Now, I want you to take an honest look at where you are right now in life. See, the majority of us in the world operate from what's known as linear income, and we have no idea what residual or passive income is. Linear income is where you actively trade off your time, the intangible asset. You trade off your time for dollars. The problem with that is you can never build wealth that way. The problem with that is you cannot be in the way of the movement of money, because in order to be in the way of the movement of money, you have to have time on your side to position yourself. You don't have time on your side as an employee. You don't have time on your side as a self-employed. So you need to be on the other side of this quadrant. You need a system that works for you. And when you get a system that works for you, you end up with passive income, not dependent on your physical presence to be there. Let's go back to understanding the employee. The employee has a job, right? But in order for that job to occur, the employee or the employed must exchange or trade off that valuable asset known as time. And when you give up time, guess what doesn't come back? That very time you gave up. And what did you give it up for? You gave it up based off of the conditioning and the training and the programming that we suffered. We were born into a world where jobs were not just a necessity, but it became the requirement to exist, not live. I chose my words carefully. It became the requirement to exist. Jobs were created as a result of the educational system. The educational system was created to create workers and encourage the management of debt, because in society today, we operate out of managing debt. So when you trade off your time to secure dollars, have you ever noticed? Have you ever noticed? I want to look at y'all when I ask this question. Actually, y'all have to look at me. Have you ever noticed that your paycheck today didn't go as far as the last pay period? Same amount of money, same taxes taken out, same deductions removed, the same net check. It's the same exact amount. But here you are today with that check. It went further 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, or a month ago, whenever it is, or however you get paid, it all adds up the same way. It did more in the past than it does in the present, because the one thing that has not been discussed, the one thing that has not ever been recognized is inflation. I'm going to tell you something else that hasn't been recognized. You notice how we don't negotiate for our jobs? We don't do it. What do we do with a job? We go in there, dear God, please let them give it to me. I'll accept anything. You don't negotiate the time it takes to get ready. You don't negotiate the grooming that you go through. You don't negotiate the dry cleaning. You don't negotiate the transportation. You don't negotiate the time that you invest outside of the house as opposed to being home with your family. None of that is calculated. There's no proper negotiation. There are no agents involved on your behalf. We don't know what to ask for or to prepare for when we don't know the circumstances or the conditions that we're in. You see, so we're just wandering generalities. We go to work, we punch a clock, and we're earning as long as we punch that clock, and we're earning until we clock out. And that little bit of revenue is beat down by Uncle Sam and Mother FICA. Yeah, relatives that you had never had access to, but they have access to all your money. They pull their portion, the government pulls their portion, and then you find yourself with something left over and you bring it home. But look what you have to do. You come home and you put pen to pad and you realize that what you earned in the pay period is not enough to take care of all of your needs in a house. You might have a rent or a lease or what do you call it, a mortgage. Or you might have a car note. You might have utilities. You might have a need to put food in the house. And now with that one check or two checks, if you're a combined household, you're still trying to, you're wrestling now. Which one do you sacrifice for food? Because folks got to eat. When you trade off time for dollars, it does not equip you to leverage yourself in a wealth system where you take full charge of the economy under your own roof. The same thing happens if you are one who has what's called self-employed. You own the job at that point. But in owning the job at that point, you've increased the time that you're trading for dollars. You may see more revenue come in, but the same situation exists. It's even worse now because you spend more time on the job because you open, you close, right? You got to make sure inventory is there. You got to make sure it's clean and ready for the next day. You got all these things that go on. You got to factor in staff. You got to factor in inventory. You got to factor in your marketing. You got to factor in customer bases. And then you go home. And when you get home finally, the only thing on your mind now is, did I do everything right to open up properly in the morning? God, I got to be there early in the morning. What do I do? You see, all these things we're made to wrestle with as we advance the debt. The debt. We are so controlled by that puppy. Look, I can't find it now, but I had an exercise. That I involved myself in to make sure to bust up the mentality associated with debt, that worshiping of the dollar bill. Man, it was criminal. But a great mentor whom I never met, he had transitioned before I got the opportunity to meet him. His name was Dan Geromo. He was known as Big Boomer. And Big Boomer had this extraordinary way of hacking your mind to get you out of the worship of the dollar that you think you so desperately needed. Let me tell you something, if this pandemic didn't do anything else, it showed you can make a way for yourself without a job. That's a whole nother discussion. But Big Dan had us write on a dollar bill. And he wrote on that bill, he had us write on that bill, I am a dollar and I control every aspect of your life. And then he had us in the exercise put what we wrote, have it facing the mirror so we can see it and read it back to ourselves. If that thing didn't bust up that slave idea, that slave mentality in my mind, hardly anything else did. That graphic, that picture of seeing that I'm working for this thing that I can hold in my hand. I'll tell you something about a note that I wrote. That note says, if you can see it in your mind, you can see it in your hands. If you can see it in your mind, you can see it in your hands. Let me ask you something. Can you see yourself free from debt? Can you see yourself free from a job? Can you see yourself firing your boss? Can you see yourself traveling the world with your wife or your husband or your children? Can you see yourself providing the life that you promised that loved one, that special one that was born into the world? Can you see yourself building institutions? You walk by buildings day in and day out, some of you, and you see etched in the building, erected by Sam and Paul Schwartz, or you'll see these plaques on buildings dedicated, benches dedicated in memory of who? In memory of people who decided to make a difference. Are you willing to make a difference? Do you want to be remembered? And if you want to be remembered, how do you want to be remembered? Those things we're not made to entertain, folks, because we're sucked into this debt managing system where you're not allowed to think for yourself, not allowed to do for yourself. You're never crawling or climbing outside of the box. The whole world is a big crab barrel. And anyone that tries to come up out of that barrel, there's a crab to pull you down. Because it's the conditioning. It is not your fault. Only after you've been made aware of an opportunity. I see that one of my great mentors and business partners on this platform, Brother Vincent Muhammad. You know what Brother Vincent Muhammad taught me? He taught me this thing about systems. He taught me this thing that system is an acronym. And some people say save yourself time, energy, and money. He broke that thing down to each letter in the word. He said, save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. When you have a system working for you that way, guess what happens? You start easing up. You start creeping up on time and money freedom, not management, time and money freedom. You begin to creep up on collapsing time, condensing time, giving less to the employer, giving more to yourself, giving less to the employer, giving more to your family, giving less to the employer. When you have a system that runs for you, you have now successfully entered the world of passive and residual income, a system where either people are working for you or working with you. But the more you have working with you, the less time you have to do the job itself. J. Paul Getty said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. You see? So what you have here, what's happening here is that when you embrace a system of leverage, that's wealth. And when you have that system working for you, it involves a lot of people or many people doing a little, but accomplishing the goal 100%. When that happens for you in your life, then you live as the corporation. You live as the wealthy do. You have now successfully combined time and money freedom. You can invest into yourself. You can give into yourself, back into your family. You can reward your family with the promises you made when you fell in love with her or you fell in love with him, when you gave birth to this child. You can go back to those passions, those things that you were passionate about. What did you want to do with your life when you were growing up? What did you want to be before you got to 18 years of age? Some wanted to be dancers. Some wanted to be actors, singers, and athletes. Some wanted to be doctors, lawyers. Some people wanted to be leaders. Some people saw themselves being more than where they are right now. They wanted to be more, but did not know how. But now, if you embrace a system that is designed to reward you, then it positions you to put back into your life the time that you promised your family, the time that you promised yourself, the reward from your Lord. Look, chances are you were invited to this presentation, as I said, because you were looking for ways to make more money, or you were looking for ways to grow your money. GS Partners can help you do that. GS Partners is a vehicle by which you can realize the power of a dream. In fact of the matter, it's a system of leverage. This education, the wealth education, allows you to leverage wealth. What is it about trends and global needs? What is it about having a distribution network? What is a network? It's your ability to communicate with people. What is it about these trends that we need people to understand? That gentleman that spoke just a moment ago that talked to you about the MasterCard and Bank of America and all these systems that are moving in that space known as cryptocurrency that you are attempting to ignore. That report that he gave of $2.5 trillion was in November of 2021. Why is that important? Because 2021 ended with not a $2.5 trillion global crypto market cap. It ended with a $2.9 trillion market cap. And get this, with less than 5% market participation. And here we are in 2022 with a higher market cap, and it's just February, and even less participation in that market. The history of Bitcoin shows you the power of crypto, and we're sharing it with you here so you understand the power of what you have in GS Partners and our metaverse with our G999 coin. See, Bitcoin, it started in 2009. Bitcoin at one point was worth 0.3 of a cent. You know what that means? That means for every 1 penny, you could have got 3 whole Bitcoins in 2009. You know what that means? If you had a roll of pennies in 2009, that could be that could have been 150 Bitcoins. In April of last year, Bitcoin skyrocketed to over $50,000 a coin, folks. Imagine if you were let in. Imagine if you were in the know of what the potential was with that cryptocurrency at 0.3 of a cent back in 2009 to over $50,000 now in 2021. How many of you, if you knew, would have gotten as many Bitcoin as you could? How many of you would have done that and held on to it if you knew that it could grow to over $50,000 per coin? Let me see it in the chat. How many of you would have known that? How many of you would have taken advantage of that? See? If you were included, surely you would have done it. But somebody chose not to let you know. Well, we're letting you know today because, see, that Bitcoin in 2009 is what we have today. And the question I have for you is, how would you like to better understand and be active in a $2.9 trillion marketplace? It's here. The cryptocurrency world is here. And we as GS Partners are ahead of it. And we're looking to educate you into this system and this power of wealth and the opportunity that it provides you. But I want you to understand that what we're going to present to you is an example, is an opportunity, but in no shape, form, or fashion are we attempting to be financial advisors for you. You see, this presentation, matter of fact, let me make sure you can see what I'm saying. This is a presentation to explain the products and the community rewards potential offered by Gold Standard Partners and Gold Standard Bank. Every effort has been made to accurately represent the Gold Standard Partners rewards plan and its income potential. All earnings or income examples will depend solely on the ideas, techniques, knowledge, skills, and time vested into your independent business. Gold Standard Partners and Gold Standard Bank does not guarantee any results or success level and is not responsible for any decisions you make in relation to promoting our products or your business. All income examples used by Gold Standard Partners are not to be considered average earnings. We are not financial advisors. And we're not offering financial advice. But what we are offering you here is an opportunity. And this opportunity is found with a membership that will reward you. Now, this is just stating the facts. In GS Partners, there's a $33 monthly membership option. It's a subscription. It's an option. What that subscription gets you in a nutshell, $33, it gets you $100 in assets and lifelong income. Assets and income. That's what comes with the $33. Right now, if you were to register with anyone who introduces opportunity to you right now, and you paid a $33 monthly member subscription, it provides you instantly $100 in assets and lifelong income. I wanted to sink in for a second. I'm pausing for effect. It also provides for you a referral link, an active referral link. So let's say you chose to communicate this opportunity with other people. When you choose to look, if you sponsor one person in this opportunity, it opens up multiple levels of crypto rewards, income. An asset is a value instrument that has the power and the potential to grow. Well, you're using them highfalutin words. I ain't using no highfalutin words. Most of you know what an asset is. But for those who don't know, an asset's a value instrument. An asset puts money and wealth into your pocket. An asset is the opposite of a liability. A liability takes money out of your pocket. You gain assets immediately upon your member's subscription, your $33, and an income for life. That referral system that's in this opportunity, if you chose to use the referral link and you make that referral link available to one person, and that one person registers and pays their $33, and they go on to duplicate that process, every one that they've duplicated that with opens up multiple levels of income opportunity for you. Let me share something with you really quick so you understand further what we have now. This is a $28 asset, an NFT, a non-fungible token. You also get the education that you need to remove all the anxiety further. I explained what cryptocurrency is, but the Blockchain Academy is a video academy that comes every month with your subscription. And there's several videos there, anywhere from 2 minutes long to maybe 13 minutes long at tops. And it gives you an understanding of the technology. It gives you understanding of the cryptocurrency, how it is created, how it is minted or mined, right? And it affords you the opportunity to be versed. So no one is talking over your head. And when you now speak with people, you can speak with a greater sense of confidence because you know what's in front of you, right? And then you have the G999 coin exchange. This coin exchange is available to you as a GS Partners member. As a member, you can go to your back office, this thing known as your dashboard, and going to your dashboard, there's an element there known as the G999 exchange. The coin is less than a penny, folks. Like Bitcoin was in 2009, here we are in 2022. And because of the power of history, because of the affordability of observation and the experience of those that went before us, we have a technology that is patent, rivalrous, is second to none. We own our blockchain, we own our ecosystem, and we own our coin. The GS Partner community is more than 140,000 people dedicated to the push of the coin, dedicated to the growth of its stability. And you can go to the dashboard And for $10,000, you can get it. I'm sorry, it's not $10,000. $10 US dollars. You can find yourself with a little more than 1,000 coins in your possession. Coin goes to $1. Hey, there's a possibility there. Coin goes to $5, $10, $15, $20. There's a possibility there. This is not financial advice. This is not speculative. This is just fact talk of the possibilities. We have community rewards access there, where multiple levels of income is afforded you as a member, a subscriber to the GS Partner opportunity. It's about wealth building, folks. It's about sharing the simplicity of an opportunity that allows you to duplicate the process. Now, you can use the G999 exchange, right? You can use the exchange and just accumulate the assets and never go out to sponsor a soul. Never go out to introduce the opportunity. I know you'll tell somebody. It's inevitable because this thing is proof positive. It worked for me and hundreds of others, thousands of others at this point. Do you know that in the first 13 months of this opportunity, which was December 1st, 2020, until December of 2021, do you know by January, we figured out the company published more than $100 million generated in GS Partners and more than $50 million paid out to its field, to its business members and its partners. And now we have leveraged the opportunity through our digitized real estate that is now a token and trading on the open market. Oh, there's a whole lot more here. Listen, you want to take the simplicity of it and share it with everyone and allow that to duplicate. Remember when I talked to you about J. Paul Getty a moment ago? When J. Paul Getty was quoted as saying that I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own efforts. From J. Paul Getty. Well, you know, who would not want that? Who would not want to spread out or delegate the activities or chores of a household? Who would not want a lot of people to do a little to help you build time and money freedom? And who would not do it when they know the same thing is afforded them? This process of duplication. Let me show you this next example before we close. See, now let me enlarge this so you can see it, because this is not a guarantee of income. It is merely an example of how the rewards program works. No income claims are being made here, but we know the power of 3 and $33. See, the power of 3 means that 3 people involved duplicating what you've done unlocks the entire compensation plan in GS Partners. Now, I mentioned you can accumulate the assets. You can just accumulate the assets. You can be a millionaire by choice. You can be there slower or you can be fast. That's the decisions you make. But think about this now. If you want to accelerate that millionaire status, you can do it by providing that referral link that you receive with your $33 subscription. Now, here's the power of 3. 3 people unlocks 9 levels of potential income that comes back to you. And each level comes with its own percentage that comes back to you. So what is your role in this example? You got your free account. Now you paid your $30 monthly membership and you get 3 people to do what you've done. Well, that's going to pay you a commission on your first level because those 3 people represent a 15% commission against their financial activity. All right. So that means that you've earned $14.85 as a result of 3 people paying $33. Now that's pretty good. That's the halfway, close to the halfway mark of covering the $33 that you paid for yourself. You see how it all comes back to you? But look, what's the responsibility of the 3? to do as you had done. They got their membership, they paid their $33, and each one of those three get three to get three. And now that creates a second level of compensation where you now get 5% generated off of those three who got three. And it works its way down, because then the next phase of it, your three became 27 because everybody's duplicating in this example. And look, you get 4% of everything on level 3, as well as still get what's on level 2, as well as still get what's on level 1. How many people would you tell? Think about this from this example. This thing goes 9 levels in sharing the opportunity, and each level gives you a reward, a commission. Can you pay a bill or two earning over $50,000? Can you do that in a week, a day, a month, a year? It's all up to you. See, these aren't income claims we make for you. These are things that you have to decide for yourself. If you believe that this might be a vehicle or an opportunity for you, I'm encouraging you right now, as I draw to a close, I'm encouraging you to get the link of the person who shared this opportunity with you, who invited you to this platform, to hear a brother like myself just run my mouth on this opportunity, because I'm here to tell you that this opportunity has done things for me and continues to do things for me that are literally unquantifiable. And I want you to have an opportunity to decide whether you want to explore that for yourself. Now, many of you go through a drive-through, fast food, or slow death, whatever you want to call it, and you'll pay $33 for a meal and won't think anything of it. Some of you will get your nails done for that. Some of you will get haircuts for that. Some of you will get your hair done for more than that. And 2 weeks later, you find yourself doing all those things again, except the food. You'll probably do that 2 or 3 times a day if you don't have discipline. Think about the money we throw away, and think about how many times we tell ourselves we don't have money. $33 gets you $100 in assets immediately, today, and lifelong income. Anybody know anyone that does not want lifelong income? Does anybody here know anybody that doesn't want a lifelong income? Of course you do. And do you want to own it, or earn it rather, from the safety and comfort of your home? See, I did it. I'm doing it. You can too. You get that link. I'll explain to you what that link provides, right? And then once you're registered, you are a member of GS Partners, and you're partnered with a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate and a multi-billionaire banker. And every vehicle requires gas. Gas, GAS, is an acronym here, folks. The G stands for getting started. You may not be great when you start, but you can't become great unless you get started. So get started. Get started. And then you want to utilize the A. You want to acquire all the assets you can. Why? Because assets puts money in your pocket instantly, and their monthly bonuses. But you'll learn about all that once you join. And then you want to follow a process that allows you to share the opportunity with everyone. Okay, so let me ask you this. Can you share a video? Can you share a video? Because sharing a video allows you to provide people with the opportunity. How about invite people to the opportunity, inviting people to a presentation, just like you were invited to this one today? Can you see yourself inviting people to hear, explore, and look into the possibilities where they can change the wealth trajectory of their lives? What about positioning them to get questions answered? Can you put them on a call? Can you bring them to an additional presentation? Can you make them involved with a community? See, this community of wealth builders worldwide, we do all the heavy lifting for you as it relates to GS Partners. Why? Because you're new. We know you can do all that we just mentioned. We know that you're in business for yourself, but we guarantee you, you're not by yourself. You're a part of a family. You don't believe me? Take a look at the family portrait. Now, mind you, that's not all 41,000 plus of wealth builders worldwide or 141,000 of GS partners, but here's a collective mastermind who dedicate themselves to make sure you have the information, and they volunteer their time and attention. Now, you see that uh, that website there, goldrocks.info. That's our event page. This is where you come for all the live events. At 9 p.m. this evening, Eastern Time, broadcasting from the United States, we have a live presentation on the opportunity. How many of you will gather many more to come to that opportunity? Know that the password is private. You need to get it from the one who introduced you to today and get a hold of that password. Okay? What we represent here, family, is a unity. One that is designed to help you grow your wealth. One is designed to help you protect your wealth. One is designed to help you be remembered for the greatness that you were created to exemplify. I want to thank you for your time and attention. I want to thank you and welcome you in advance, those who are interested, because as an active member, you can take part in our Wealth Builders Worldwide community. Thank you again. I'm Brother Eric Teray Muhammad. I appreciate your time and attention. And if I said anything that might have caused any offense for you, charge it to my head, not my heart. But I'm very passionate about freedom, because freedom is what it's all about. I want to thank you for your time and attention. Let's launch your business. Let's help you realize the power of your dreams. Ahu family, forward.